Philadelphia is famous for a wind called the Hawk. It comes off the Delaware River. It screams down the grid of the city streets. It cuts through wool, through denim, and through skin. In the Center City shopping district, the Hawk is a nuisance that makes shoppers walk faster. But 3 miles north, under the rusted steel canopy of the Market Frankfurt L train, the Hawk is a murderer. Kensington Avenue is already known as the hardest place in America. It is the epicenter of the opioid crisis, the Walmart of heroin, the home of the zombie videos that shock the world. But there is a season that the cameras rarely capture. A season when the suffering transcends addiction and becomes a primal battle against the elements. In 2026, winter has descended on Philadelphia. Temperatures have plunged to single digits. And the biological catastrophe of Xylazine, the Tranq drug, is colliding with the physics of freezing weather to create a mass casualty event. Welcome to Philadelphia Homeless Crisis 2026, Freezing Weather and the Collapse of Kensington. Today, we are going to walk the avenue during a code blue emergency. We will investigate the horrifying synergy between tranquilizers and hypothermia. We will expose the amputation season that is overwhelming local hospitals, and we will show you how the city's containment strategy has turned this neighborhood into an open-air freezer for human beings. This is the uncomfortable truth about the city of brotherly love. To understand the winter in Kensington, you have to understand the chemistry of the street. The drug supply here is dominated by fentanyl mixed with xylazine. Xylazine is a veterinary sedative. It is a vasoconstrictor. It shrinks the blood vessels. It lowers the heart rate. It drops the blood pressure. Now, add the cold. When a human body gets cold, it naturally shunts blood to the core to survive. When you are on Tranq, your circulation is already compromised. Your body cannot fight the freeze. We walked down Kensington Avenue at 2 a.m. The temperature was 14 degrees. The wind chill was 0. Usually, the avenue is loud. Tonight, it was eerily quiet. The cold suppresses the sound, but the bodies were still there. We saw them, the leaners. In the summer, the Kensington Lean, that gravity-defying stupor, is disturbing. In the winter, it is deadly. We found a man named T standing on the corner of Somerset. He was bent over at the waist, his knuckles brushing the snow on the sidewalk. He wasn't wearing gloves. His hands were swollen and purple. He had been standing there, immobile, for 45 minutes. We shook him awake. He gasped, disoriented. "I just nodded for a second," he stammered, his teeth chattering uncontrollably. He hadn't nodded for a second. He had been out for an hour. And in that hour, the frostbite had set in. "When you take the stuff," T told us, rubbing his frozen hands, "you don't feel the cold. You feel warm. It's a trick." You sit down on a stoop to rest, and you wake up, and you can't feel your toes, or you don't wake up. This is the silent death. People pass out from the sedative effect of the drug, and the hypothermia takes them before they regain consciousness. They freeze to death in the middle of a city of 1.5 million people. We traveled to the emergency room at Temple University Hospital. The doctors there are fighting a war on 2 fronts. Front 1 is the overdose, front 2 is the necrosis. We call it amputation season, a trauma surgeon told us. We have patients coming in with Tranq wounds, those deep, open ulcers. But now, because of the cold, the tissue around the wound freezes. It turns to gangrene almost instantly. We are taking off fingers, toes, entire feet. It is medieval. The wounds themselves are the reason many people freeze. We tracked a woman named Sarah. She was living in a tent under the Lehigh Avenue overpass. She had massive, open wounds on her legs from the xylazine. They were wrapped in dirty Ace bandages. "I can't go to the shelter," Sarah said, shivering under 3 blankets. "I tried. They took one look at my legs and said no. They said I'm a biohazard. They said they aren't a hospital, so where do I go? The hospital discharges me back to the street. The shelter won't take me, so I stay here." This is the code blue failure. When the temperature drops below 20 degrees, the city declares a code blue. They open extra beds. Police are authorized to force people inside, but the reality on the ground is different. The shelters are full. They have strict rules, no drugs, no weapons, and often no pets. For an addict in active withdrawal who is terrified of being dope sick without their supply, the shelter is a prison. So they hide. They break into the abandos, the thousands of abandoned row houses that line the side streets of Kensington. We went inside one of these houses on Emerald Street. The front door was boarded up, but the back was kicked in. Inside, it was pitch black. The floor was covered in needles and trash, but in the living room, there was a fire. A group of 4 people were huddled around a metal bucket filled with burning wood. The smoke was thick and choking. "It's better than the wind," a man named Mike said. "The wind is the enemy. Out there, the hawk cuts you. In here, we can survive." But these houses are death traps. Every winter, fires break out. People fall asleep, the fire spreads, and because they are sedated, they don't wake up. They burn to death in the shells of the city's decay. The infrastructure of Kensington itself seems to be freezing. The L train overhead screeches on the icy tracks. The steam from the manhole covers rises in thick white plumes, creating a ghostly fog. In this fog, the economy of the street continues. The dealers are still out. They wear ski masks and heavy parkas. The cold doesn't stop the trade, it just makes it more desperate. "The cold makes the sickness worse," a dealer told us. "When you're dope sick and you're freezing, your bones hurt. You feel like your skeleton is breaking. You will do anything to get that bag and make the pain stop." This desperation fuels violence. Robberies go up. People are mugged for their coats. We saw a man walking without shoes in the snow because someone had stolen his boots while he was knotted out. The city's response is the containment strategy. Keep it in Kensington. We watched a police cruiser drive slowly past a group of people huddled on a vent, trying to steal warmth from the subway below. The officer didn't stop. He didn't offer a ride. He just kept driving. They wait for the spring to count the bodies, a local resident named Maria told us. She was sweeping snow off her porch. Every year, when the snow melts, they find them, behind the dumpster, in the vacant lot. It's not a tragedy anymore. It's a routine. Maria pointed to the skyscrapers of Center City, glowing warmly in the distance. "They have heat," she said. "They have hot chocolate. We have this." The disparity is brutal. Philadelphia is a city of world-class hospitals and universities. Yet, 3 miles away, American citizens are losing limbs to frostbite because they are addicted to a poison the government failed to stop. As dawn broke over the avenue, the scene was apocalyptic. The gray light filtered through the L tracks. The snow was gray, stained with dirt and fluids. The figures began to stir from their frozen postures, like gargoyles coming to life. They survived the night, but the hawk is still blowing. The crisis in Kensington is a complex knot of addiction, poverty, and policy failure. But in the winter, it is simple. It is a question of thermodynamics. A human body loses heat faster than it can generate it. And right now, Kensington has run out of warmth. We are looking at a community that has been left in the cold, literally and metaphorically. Thank you for watching this investigation into the winter crisis of Philadelphia. It is a story that chills you to the bone. If you believe that no one in America should freeze to death on a sidewalk, please like this video. It helps us break the ice of indifference. And please, subscribe, to America's Uncomfortable Truth, we will continue to go where the cameras usually stop rolling. Leave a comment below. What is the solution when the shelters are full and the temperature is dropping? Stay warm, look out for the vulnerable, and never stop demanding the truth.